Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm all by my lonesome this year, but the festivities go on. Oh, yes, they do. Trust they will. Um, and hope all of yours are off to an excellent and amazing start. Um, but yeah, I decided to stay back this year because I thought me and Bugley had reached the end of our journey together and made a vet appointment. Just as a final kind of consult, and turns out he just needed a medication adjustment and he's living his best life. He's thriving. Not only surviving, but thriving. He's playing with toys. He wants to go on a walk. A dog that despises the most minimal amount of exercise um, wants to go for walks. Like neighbors are commenting outside, like, damn, Buckley's looking good. And it's like, yeah, that son of a bitch, I should fucking euthanize him out of spite. Okay, here I am, typical me, living my worst life, and my dog living like a Roman emperor. I mean, the dog's literally, I'm all by myself. The dog's literally gonna have a steak dinner tomorrow. Okay, like that's where we're at. um, but no, it's not all bad. I got cooking up some special holiday traditions, culinarily, if that's a word, and of course cinematically. I always like to make Mexican food on Christmas Eve. That's kind of my thing. Like to make some tamales. I make my own refried beans from scratch. So, you slow cook them on high for like 8 hours, in broth, all the, spices to your liking. And then make sure you save that fluid though. Like when you drain them, and that makes it sound really disgusting, but like save the bean fluid. Um, but once you drain them and then you like mash them up and you refry them, like make sure you're saving that liquid they were in. So you can put them, refry them with that, and then generously drizzle it on top. So they sit overnight with kind of like the watery stuff that gets really gets to soak on in. All the flavors, delicious. Um, but yeah, I know rice and some taquitos and chips and salsa, guac, all the fixins. And then for Christmas Day, I always kind of like to try like a new tradition from around the world. I'll look up like, what are they doing internationally? What do they do in this country? What do they do here? Um, and so this year I just picked Japan. I was like, I wonder what they got going on. And it turns out they eat fucking KFC. So I was like, you know what though? That does sound pretty good. So made my own mashed potatoes. Those gold potatoes, skin on, come on. From scratch, let them sit overnight. Once again, a lot of fluids, soaking in. A lot of flavors gelling. Everything I say sounds disgusting. I don't know what that is, but it's very good. Um, yeah, some mashed potatoes, some biscuits, some fried chicken, mac and cheese. So doing that, and made like a bunch of cookies and made a mistletoe margarita. Got that going for me. And I do like a fun breakfast for tomorrow. Make myself breakfast, homemade coffee cake, all that kind of stuff. So, hey, I got that going for me. And that's really the great thing about spending the holidays by yourself. It's like you get to, eat, drink, watch whatever you want, do whatever you want, wear a silly fucking hat, no one can say shit. Um, so tonight I have for you two, Katie, holiday classics. Jingle All the Way, that came out in 1996. The very Harold and Kumar Christmas, that came out in 2011. So, some other Katie holiday classics for all interested parties. Lethal Weapon, watch that every year, love it. Gremlins, of course, and Christmas Evil for all the really disturbed. One year when I was by myself, I watched a double feature of Dragged Across Concrete with Christmas Evil, and it was really transcendent. It was really great, super festive. I feel like Dragged Across Concrete is like a retelling of A Christmas Carol, and I won't elaborate on it. I feel like you just have to watch and you'll feel it. You'll get it. You'll be like, yeah, that bitch is absolutely right. She's kind of a dumb bitch, but she's not a dumb bitch. And she was spot on about that. But Christmas Evil, for all those who haven't seen, gives a whole new meaning to I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. So if you want a real good feel good, um, festive, I'll stamp a Katie classic on that double feature. Check that one out. um, for but only be warned, for only the truly depraved. Um, and you have to be like an extra level of depraved to consider it festive. But Jingle All the Way really is that I'm not lying about. Of course, I will make it sick and depraved. I mean, that's just I got to do it to you. I'm not, it's like I'm gonna do it. I have to do it. But to start off with some cheer, we got Sinbad. We got Sinbad, everyone's favorite comedian, maybe everyone's favorite guy. I mean, am I really going out on that much of a limb here when I say that? It's like, look at him. Look at that son of a bitch. You telling me not smiling right now? Just picture him in your head. You're not smiling right now? Like, of course you are. It's just like there's very few things that are impossible in this life, in this world. But I'll tell you, like Sinbad not making your heart smile. I mean, that's got to be number one. It's like, look, Sinbad, you can't do it. You can't do it, man. Um, and here's the thing that I mean, I feel like I don't even need to say this because I feel like we're all on the same page as to what Sinbad means to us and what he brings to the holiday and just every day, really. Is that in this film, he almost kills a kid in this very like high flying, performance, and on purpose. I mean, he tries to kill a kid on purpose, and everyone just immediately forgives him. It's so true to life because it's like, what? Just look at it. It's like, I forgive you, man. I can't stand you. I just look at him. It's like, what? I don't really care. It's like, it's just I'd forgive the man for anything, and I think you would too. And it's just like of course he's arrested, but it's like this is for aesthetics only because it's like they can't let everybody think like you can kill a kid and get away with that. Sinbad, of course he can. He can get away with whatever he wants. He can get away with literal almost murder of a child. You know what? Let me go even a step further. He could get away with murdering that child, and we would all forgive him immediately. I mean, it's like the minute he gets down from this high flying stunt, you'd be like, come on. I would pass a law. I would at least bring it to Congress to say we should make every day the purge just for Sinbad, and he'd end up making the world a better place. Um, like, yeah, I feel like that doesn't even need to be said, really. But now that everyone's in good cheer, um, let's take it back to the 1990s. Okay, let's get into the Turbo Man. The Turbo Man. That was lame. Let's get into the Turbo Man of it all. So back in the 1990s, picture it, okay? Um, you actually had to buy gifts in the store. Like, this was a time, there was no ordering online. There was no free shipping, direct to your house in 2 hours, the delivery driver gets executed. This was a civilization. This was a civilized society. You went to the store, you bought things in a store, you waited in line for an Elmo doll to speak Aramaic demonic phrases to you as you diddled it. It's just this was a civilization. But the drawback to civilization is there always must be war. And this was the 1990s. Of course, it's like, okay, we had Kuwait, we had these things, but we didn't have a good old we didn't have a NOM. We didn't have a WW2. This was pre-Iraq Afghanistan war. Um there were no great wars. And you know what? Maybe there haven't been since WW2. It's like, well, this is not what we're here to discuss. But the thing is that when there are no great wars in a civilization, it must be passed down to the consumer. And this was never more true than in the 1990s. People were allowed to extort, stampede, uh, even knife each other for Christmas gifts. This was not only a rite of passage, it was an expectation. And It was basically the purge. It was basically the purge. We basically all extended the laws that Sinbad has applied to him, and we were all allowed that. But the problem is that when you extend the laws only meant for Sinbad, a man was with the purest of heart, basically Christ. I mean, if there is a second coming of Christ, it's already happened and it's Sinbad. And I'm breaking. Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay, just rewind it. I didn't do that because I really do believe all this that I'm saying. But it's Christmas and I'm in good cheer and I'm talking about Sinbad. It's like who can't help break into laughter when they think about Sinbad. Um, but the thing is that it was basically the purge, and if you were a conscientious objector, it's like you were either too poor to keep the heat on, so like your family was going to die in the resulting winter anyway, so the gifts were moot, or you would become a middle class failure, and your child would either commit suicide, become a school shooter, both. The parents would be jailed, of course, rightfully. Um, and we understood that there was nothing that could be more serious than just the hottest manufactured plastic that came from the exhausted death of a third world child. We understood that this isn't just a trend. This is a matter of life and death. And our priorities were correct back then. It was like this is about our life and death. This isn't a Christmas gift. This isn't a trend. This isn't just buying something in a store. And we would war in favor of both. Um, so plot wise, now that we have the historical facts all correct, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a workaholic at some dead end fuck up job. It's like it's not a fuck up job, but it's just like this is Conan the Barbarian. This is a warrior, a man with a warrior's mind and body and soul that we're forcing into an office job with fucking HR. It's just like it's unnatural. Um, he's a complete dissociated breaking again. Like it's Christmas, man. And I was just thinking about I was you know what the thing is why? Because I was picturing Sinbad in this film and I was picturing him smiling in a hat similar to mine and I couldn't hold it in. But like the thing is about this guy is like the family should just be lucky that he's not a total pill popping booze and coos hound, okay? Like he has every excuse to be and when it comes down to it, he means well. And of course, by that I mean he doesn't give one iota of a fuck about his family, as most men in the '90s did not. This is more of if you've watched a wildlife documentary where the man, gives the woman his seed and then he's just gone. That's what it was like. I was picturing Sinbad again. That's what it was like in the '90s, and that's how that's how it was, and that's how it's been historically, maybe even today. Um, but the thing that's very curious about this film that always just kind of gets me a little bit sick to my stomach, like I feel the bile rising up already because the thing is about his lazy bitch ass wife. Like the thing is that she's just sitting around all day. She's eating bonbons, watching fucking Oprah, getting sexually harassed by Phil Hartman. And okay, put a pin in that for a second because I do want to talk about Phil Hartman. I love Phil Hartman, who doesn't? But he plays an amazingly sleazy coos hound. Talk about a coos hound. This guy plays an amazingly sleazy coos hound. He's just trying to stick his dick, in every mom in town, especially the married ones, because you can just see not to get too Dr. Loomis here, but you could see with his eyes, the blackened eyes. It's like he loves the thrill, he loves the chase, he loves the nose, the assaults, the crime. He just gives himself this blank look in the mirror every day, like, is this the day? Is this the day that I drive my fucking Subaru straight into black ice and take out me and my fucking fail son 8-year-old? He's excellent. He's sinister. He's monstrous. Every Santa story needs a Satan, and he delivers and gives us in spades. Back to the mom. She's just sitting around all day. She's a lazy fucking bitch. She's just sitting around all day. She could easily go get the Turbo Man doll. Okay, like you. Oh, okay. You could go to that store. When like actual. A proper civilized society is at a job, a productive person is doing something of value. You're doing nothing. You could walk to a store, and for some reason, like your husband has gifted you a car. You're a two-car home. You could actually drive your fucking lazy bitch ass to a goddamn store and buy the Turbo Man doll yourself. But you've tasked your very dissociated, just like a man. Like here's the thing. He's like a working dog. I was saying I used to volunteer at a humane society, and this is what they used to tell us about the euthanasias, which is just actually really sad. So earmuffs, if you don't want to hear it, because this is actually real. That they told us, like working dogs, like German shepherds, huskies, things like that, when they come in, it's like sometimes it's not just like euthanized because they're sick. We get like a lot, or like we're overcrowded. There's a lot of behavioral euthanasias that go on because these dogs have a job, they have a task. And when they're locked in a tiny cage, like these dogs are as smart as a fucking 5-year-old child. Like imagine locking a 5-year-old in a cage. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm picturing Sinbad again. But imagine like a 5-year-old in a cage. It's like they go insane. So this is similar to locking Arnold Schwarzenegger in a cage and cattle prodding him, okay? And sending him to a job with a fucking HR. This is Conan the Barbarian. Do I need to fucking remind you? Like this is a conqueror. And you're putting him there and then you're tasking him with getting a fucking Turbo Man doll for his fucking bitch ass kid. He doesn't give a shit about this kid. Like you're lucky you got his seed and you were able to like farm the next generation, whatever, but like you tasked him with that. He's so dissociated from any sort of reality. I mean, it's just like it's prime for murder suicide, and she's asking, quite frankly, she's asking for it. Um, Surprisingly, it doesn't go there, and it doesn't end up there. But in real life, I mean, this would be a different story. It's Christmas. I'm having fun. I'm sorry, guys. I'm breaking so hard. But I'm doing this in one take because I want to get to my Mexican dinner. Um, but Sinbad has an excuse, okay? He's a working man. He's a mailman, okay? Like this is the busiest time of year for him. He can't fucking be sitting around getting a fucking turbo man. He's a single father. I don't know. That's the canon that I made up. He's a single dad. He can't be doing this type of thing, and he wants to get his turbo man. And you know what? For his public service, okay, and for his dedication, for his hard work, he's doing the best he can. For a sacrifice, we should give him a free Turbo Man doll for all for all intents and purposes. It's just it bothers me. It bothers me in this film. It bothers me in life. That everyone should be given a free Turbo Man. And that's the way it should be. Instead of a raise, here's a Turbo Man doll. But it's just like truly, this man shouldn't be waiting in line. Okay, like similar to Arnold, this is a man who has the heart of Christ himself. He shouldn't be waiting in a line. Like suffering the banal idols of the consumer class. This is not right. It's not right. Fuck that. But here we are. It's Christmas Eve. These two dads, collide on this very criminal adventure that can not only get them jailed, but should likely, if there's any justice in this world, get them capital punishment. Sinbad fakes a bomb scare. Arnold comes across like an underground operation of jujitsu trained sweatshop workers. Um, Arnold catches his neighbor's house on fire trying to steal presents from under their Christmas tree. Um, and then he like kicks this shepherd's flamed head through the window at these carolers. They're just trying to bring joy to the neighborhood. He kicks this flaming head, through their joy, through their Christmas spirit, and then he full force uppercuts a real life reindeer. Okay, He uppercuts that thing full force. It's just trying to live its life. It's trying to protect its home, quite honestly. He's invaded it. He's a home invader. Okay, and he uppercuts this thing full force, like, punches Rudolph straight in the fucking nose. It's likely dead. And it's just like, I mean, it's horrific. And it's like, uh, I'm sorry. I just, give me a second here. I'm picturing Sinbad here and I'm feeling a laugh coming on again. But nothing could be more serious. But anyway, so him and Sinbad, they end up at like this town parade, and like Arnold mistakenly gets in the Turbo Man outfit, as Sinbad's in the arch nemesis outfit. They duke it out in this town parade, and of course, like that's when Sinbad tries to murder his son in front of the entire family. But of course, Arnold Turbo Man, is prevails. He wins the affections of his family back, and he's like gifted this Turbo Man doll for like participating in the parade, which it's like out of everything that's happened in this film, I mean that it's like fine, I buy it. I no need to argue there. Fine, he's given the Turbo Man. But of course, after all this, like it's just like his kid is like in the spirit of fucking annoying ass Tiny Tim is like, I didn't want the doll anyway. I'm gonna give it to Sinbad. You give it to your son. And it's like I can just see the flames in Arnold's eyes because it's like, okay, do you understand what I had to do to get this doll? Like you spoiled fucking bitch. Like get back here. Okay, I'm about to tan your fucking hide, like back to the Stone Age. Okay, because I'm telling you right now, after everything that I've done, okay, I'm later probably going to be tried criminally for this and get the firing squad. It's been outlawed. It's been outlawed for, I don't know, Google it, probably a long time. Okay, it's been outlawed. They're probably going to bring it back because the heinous levels of these crimes. Your mom and you are probably going to be forced to watch it. Like, you kidding me? You just, not, okay. Oh, what a Christ-like kid. You giving the doll away. But of course, in the spirit of Christmas, there we go. All's forgiven. The kid absolves and gives the doll. I mean, of course, the doll's gonna be locked up in an evidence locker from here until the fucking oblivion, but until the end of the fucking world, we're all taken out by the light of the sun. But good job, kid. Merry Christmas, I guess. Just a little bit of an infuriating film if it wasn't for Sinbad, because I like to think that it's like the cops are driving him off, because of course, like I said before, they had to arrest him, aesthetics and all that. I get it, I get it. But they're driving, they're looking in the rearview mirror and they're just smiling at him because Sinbad, and they're smiling and they're just like, I don't know, you see. They pull over, they let him out. It's like, you're free to go, sir. You fucking rascal. Just get, what, plan better next year. Get the Turbo Man. Just do your shopping a little bit earlier next year, huh? I mean, we can't say that. You free to go, sir. And he's let out, with a magical twinkle in his eye. And he's released into the world yet again and ready to kill us all without hesitation. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So wonderful film when cinema really meant something. Watch this one with the family. So Harold and Kumar. I love the Harold and Kumar films. And the funniest thing is like I'm not a stoner at all, but I love these movies. Eat I do eat like one. I eat disgusting. I eat sometimes copious amounts. Sometimes an amount that like I mean, it gives you some sort of hypoglycemic shock. I mean, I've almost died several times. But I think this one might be my favorite. Uh, and even though we start off pretty tragically, so the boys are divided. Harold's become like this Wall Street bro, and Kumar's stayed Kumar. So obviously, like cool as fuck. And Harold's awaiting his wife's family. They're coming for a Christmas visit. He's ready to start a family of his own. But of course, the dad's Danny Trejo, and he has a deep seated racial hatred of Korean men. So this isn't going to be an easy holiday, to say the least. And for some reason, this is what really makes me sick. Is that his wife, for some reason, like, neglects to tell him, like, "Oh, by the way, my, um my dad hates fake Christmas trees, after his mother was brutally butchered by a group of Korean men for a soil-grown treasure fir." So, of course, the house is filled with artificial shit, including the sham marriage. Okay, by the way, if we're gonna get real about it, the sham marriage, because it's like, really? Really? You just remembered, like, right before the dad, like, until the dad was standing there furious, about the artificial shit. Like, you just remembered? Like, oh, yeah, my dad is plain is racist and, hates, artificial trees. Mm, little suspect there. I feel like it's a tragic story because he soldiers on, and it's like he's got to find the perfect tree. He's got to expertly trim it before they come back from midnight mass. But it's like this is just, to me, it's like he's been so gaslighted, so Stockholmed into thinking that this abuse is love, and really this is just some sick, twisted humiliation ritual. It's a tragedy, not a comedy, and sometimes those things go together. I think, I mean, the Greeks knew that, when story and civilization was invented, but like the thing, and not really invented, but like maybe perfected. But yeah, actually I had another thought, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because I would just go off into a tangent. But the thing is like, getting back into the Harold and Kumar, it's like, um sorry, I'm thinking about ancient Egypt, but, like, that's right now. That's right now. We're not gonna get off in ancient Egypt, but anyway. So, like Kumar finds this mysterious, present that was delivered to his fuck up apartment. It's addressed to Harold. He's like, instead of opening it, whatever, he's like, I'm just gonna track Harold down, bring it over to him, leave it on his doorstep, whatever. But one thing leads to another. The house ended up catching on fire. A window gets bashed out, and Harold then is like, I think we should probably go our separate ways. This is why we're not friends anymore. But begins the journey of bringing them together. So finding a tree just becomes sort of a stand-in for finding a White Castle. We check in with some of our favorite characters, complete with the Neil Patrick Harris predatory musical number, an almost mob execution, and that Christmas story scene, but instead of a tongue, a frozen dick. Of course, the newbie standout is Wafflebot. Oh, I love Wafflebot. I have just wished for Wafflebot to become reality ever since this movie came out. Been wishing a long time. It's actually kind of a shock it hasn't been a reality at this point. Even though I would make an edit. I'd make an edit on the Waffle Bot because if it actually became a reality, I would make a Waffle Bot so prejudiced. I feel like he's too divisive. It's like here's a thing, like there's room for waffles and pancakes. Like both of them can coexist peacefully, even enjoyed together in the right context and on the right day. Absolutely, absolutely they can. That is a hill I will absolutely 100% die on. A very hard line on it, and I feel like there's no place in this world for a pancake hater. If you're a pancake hater, you're a fucking sick, twisted. You're disgusting. You shouldn't be watching this fucking video. Like I'm telling you, for real, from the bottom of my heart, get the fuck out. Because to be honest, I actually prefer pancakes. I really do. I feel like they're more versatile food. Um, and don't tell Waffle about this, but I really think if it became reality, like it should just we just scrap Wafflebot, Pancake Bot, Pancake Bot. Okay, it's like let's make a robot that's not a breakfast bigot. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we in this day and age we can do that. We can make a robot that embraces the diversity of the best meal of the day. And of course, I never eat breakfast. I never do. Um, but I do eat it for dinner. I do eat it for dinner, and I'll eat it tomorrow morning. Like Christmas morning, I wholeheartedly believe breakfast at breakfast time and dinner only two times. No, New Year's Day. Okay, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and dinner. Only times it should be outlawed at any other time. And you should rot in a prison cell with Arnold and Sinbad if you break those laws. That is very much a hard line I have. If you take it very seriously, I don't take many things seriously, but that is one thing I do. Um, but Harold and Kumar, what a magical Christmas treat it is. I can't wait to watch it, throw it on tonight. And you know what? I'll let you in on a little secret too. Sometimes, you know what? I'll eat some breakfast for dinner, pop that thing on all year round. And I suggest you do the same. It's a fun Christmas classic, but it's also a good, fun time all year round. So gather around, my vagabonds, criminals, psychopaths, and just run of the mill degenerates. If you completely fucked up your own and the lives of everyone around you, like the boys featured in these films, forgive, forget. And remember, a new year is just right around the corner. Put your faith in our three kings, Harold, Kumar, and the hardest working man of the 90s, Sin, Bad. And let your laughs cleanse your soul. Merry Christmas, everyone.